Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Okay, I got a great guest coming up here in a minute. Now, Stephanie Anderson is the owner over there at Health and Wellness at Natural Lifestyle Lounge, and that's in Loves Park, Illinois. More information, go to the website, which is naturallifestylelounge.com. And the services include fully personalized holistic life coaching, where you can focus on mental health, restorative body work, body transformation, and weight loss. You can talk about plant medicine and guided meditations, manifesting love, self-care practices, yoga, chakra work, so much that goes into it. Being that holistic life is pretty much encompassing everything as a whole. That's why it's holistic life, holistic life coaching. So Stephanie's got some great topics for us today, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But keep in mind, we are live, so along the show, if you have any questions, you can call 631-205-6568 and ask Stephanie a question, or you can do it through the instant feedback, which is right on the chat. Hello, I see you people in there. Nice to see some familiars. So if you guys have a question, just write it out, and my producer will give it to me, and I'll ask Stephanie live on the air, so you get your question answered by an expert, and you can be part of the show in that way, okay? So always just give me your name, where you're from, and if you're bashful, just say anonymous. No big deal. Okay, guys, so let's get into it with our great guest today. It's my honor and my privilege to welcome back to the show Stephanie Anderson. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, how are you doing?
Terrific. Nice to have you, and looking forward to learning about what you're doing and about these great topics you have. But before we get there, can you kind of let the audience know anything that you want them to know before we get started?
Well, I am a holistic life coach, so it covers just about everything in your life, and I'm all about natural living. So I like to use supplements. I'm into all sorts of maybe metaphysical things, spiritual things. Mm-hmm. So it's just I do a broad approach. So there's nothing that I don't cover or talk about or are willing to work on.
Got you. And once again, and who's a good candidate to work with you?
A good candidate would be someone who's looking for some extra support in their life. They can be going through a transition. They can be just looking for more guidance and support for things. If they're stressed, depressed, they're looking for answers and different alternatives to make their life better.
Got you. Now, how does law of attraction play into your work?
Well, law of attraction, if you know anything about it, it's basically the concept of like attracts like, and it's also about your mindset, and it uses a lot of different things for manifesting things into your life. So you could use different tools like journaling, a vision board, goal setting. These are all sort of manifestation tools that brings in the law of attraction into play.
Interesting. Can you talk to me more about what is a vision board?
A vision board is, I guess you could look at it like if you've ever had a wish list, or some people will call it a carrot, or little goals, things like that. And instead of just writing them down, it's using visualization. So you could go through magazines and cut out pictures of, let's say, okay, you're working out and your goal is to have this fit body. So maybe you take a picture and you put that up, and that's your inspiration, and that's your vision. That's something
cool.
you're working toward.
Neat.
Yeah. So in the vision board, you can put as many things. It's yours. So you put whatever you want. It's like your dream board, basically.
So if I want to buy a boat, do I just put a picture of a boat, or do I pick the exact one that I want? Oh yeah,
you would pick the exact one that you want. You know how much it is. You know all the details. You want to imagine yourself in that boat. You know, that's what you want to get. Yeah.
Okay, so that's cool. So now, once I have my board, and I assume I'm continuously adding to it, right, or maybe taking away as stuff changes. But so I have it. I would assume in like my bedroom or its own room, or.
You can put it anywhere where you look at it every day. It could be your bedroom. With technology, if you're kind of techie and have those skills, you could even do it digitally. So you could take pictures and put them on, if you're into that. Otherwise, you can just do it by hand and cut out magazine pictures, or you could draw the whole thing. I mean, it's however you want to do it. But some people even do video, so they'll maybe put a video together of all the things and watch it like that.
Cool. How about if you put it in, and you can, maybe in the shower, because you're gonna look at it.
Yeah, I guess you could waterproof it and stick it in your shower, and you could look at it like that. And it's really amazing, because I guess before I even heard the term vision board, I just kind of had my goals and my wish list, and or maybe for New Year's you would do resolutions, but I would say, I want to do this and that and this, and I would just add all these things. And the amazing thing is that over the years I've done this, and then I achieved those goals.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to redo them because things change, or maybe you achieve those goals and now you have new goals. So then you would just kind of update it at some point and do it again.
It's really neat that you brought that up, because if it's what I think it is, then I know it works. Like, just a quick example was I was training for this athletic thing, and in the refrigerator it said a certain person who wins this thing doesn't eat garbage, right? And by the door it said, such and such will run even if it's cold. Is that maybe I want to know the difference between goal setting and vision boards, or would that be a little bit of both?
Well, that almost sounds like, if you're using the words, it almost sounds like affirmation. So that can be used along with it. So you have a statement, something you're telling yourself, and that, that's an affirmation. You can repeat that like a mantra, but you can also use the vision board. So you can use all of those things together. Yeah,
because my other question to you is, with the vision board, when you sit and you look at it, I mean, are you looking at it passively? Are you staring at it? Are you doing affirmations when you look at it? Are you praying or saying positive things when you look at the board? What goes into it?
Well, I mean, you can do all of that. You can do extra. I would say, if you're saying prayers and doing things like that is just extra things above and beyond the vision board. So, I mean, you can go as deep as you want. I mean, if you really have a specific thing, I would add the prayer onto it as well.
Okay, so it's everyone's different. So whatever works for them, but the main thing is you want to get those pictures up so you can visualize exactly what it is.
Right. If it's a house, if it's a relationship, you would have a couple that look like they're in love, and you would have that on there.
Okay. That sounds great. And now with goal setting, is that kind of like a yellow legal pad, writing down what you want, or how do you work with goal setting?
Well, I mean, it could be anything. It could just be any piece of paper. It could be, you can do it on anything. I mean, some people get fancy, and like if you go on my website, I actually have Manifesting My Dream Life Journal. So this is a course. It has a workbook in it. So it's a PDF. So you would download it. You can print it out. You can write on it. There's even apps, like there's this app that I use. It's called Good Notes, and you could download my whole course upload it in GoodNotes, and then if you have a tablet with a pen, you can write on top of it. So you can do it digitally, you can print it out, do it by hand. It's pretty cool. You have a lot more options nowadays if you want to use technology, but you can just be old school and use a pen and paper or pencil. Yeah, however you want to do it. All
right, that sounds awesome. It's like getting the confirmation inside you that, hey, this is my goal and this is what I want.
Mhm. Yeah, and if you want it and you really want it, I mean, and the thing is, sometimes it might take a while to actually achieve those things. Like, I've had goals where maybe, one time I'm thinking of, it was a trip that I wanted to go on. So this was back in 1999, and I had went to an aromatherapy course, and they told me about this trip with this group in they're called aroma tours. So I actually ended up later going on 2 tours with them.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going on another one actually in September. It's a woman's retreat.
Nice.
But the thing is, this is over years. So from 1999, I had a dream to go to. It was the Provence aromatherapy retreat. So studying aromatherapy in France, where the birthplace of perfumery and aromatherapy and everything. And it was actually in 2006 where I went there. So I feel I manifested that. I dreamed it and I wanted it for those years. And then I actually went there and I experienced it, and it was even better than I could have imagined. Living your dreams is just, it's really, really amazing. So don't stop dreaming, and don't stop. That's a good message.
Nice. And more with journaling, people may not really know how to get started with the journaling, but this could be a very useful tool, I understand.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, the journaling, and it's something that I've done for years, and it's just a combination of, it might be, you could draw a picture, you could write your notes, you could write your goals. It's just kind of a free form of, it's just for you. So whatever is on your mind, your goals, all these different things, and you write them down. And, I have books from over 20 years of different books, and I fill them up. And then, sometimes I have a little book I keep in my purse, and then I fill that up. And then sometimes it's just a regular notebook. But it's kind of neat, though, to go back over the years and go back and see, what were you working on, and where are you now? Are you, did you forget about some of these things? And I think it's kind of cool to have those things.
It is, also to track your accomplishment, right, and your progress.
Well, exactly. Yeah, your progress, and you can kind of see, oh wow, I was working on that, and now I achieved that, and you just kind of see the progress.
Yeah, really neat. All right, cool. Hey, guys, you're listening to the Stephanie Anderson Show, and we got to take a short commercial break. But when we come back, I'm going to ask Stephanie about health challenges, and just to tease you a little bit, Fabover40 contest. I'm going to ask about that, too. So we'll tackle all that when we get back. But Stephanie, before the break, can you tell people how to get a hold of you, please?
Okay. You can go to my website, www.naturallifestylelounge.com. I actually have another website if you are interested in all natural, organic, handcrafted products, skincare products, home products, and that site is www.hyacinthmoon.com, and that's HYACINTHMOON.com.
Awesome. All right, guys, be right back on the Stephanie Anderson Show. Stay there.
Hello, my name is Andrea Payson. I'm the owner of Glorious Hemp. Has your doctor put you on a diet and you just can't seem to get the weight off? Let's try OxyFit or OxyTrim to shed those unwanted pounds. For more information, my contact number is 252-930-5682. My website is oxygen.com/L1166095.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945. 800-386-9945.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Attracting new customers has been tricky.
So we claimed our free business profile on Google.
Yeah, now we can accept bookings, list our products, even post updates.
Our free business profile helps us stand out and connect with customers on Google.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Producer. We're back on the Stephanie Anderson Show. Welcome back, Miss Stephanie.
Hello.
Hey.
Happy to be here today.
Well, glad to have you. And we were talking about law of attraction. We were talking about goal setting, journaling, and vision boards. Now I want to ask you about health challenges. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it seems like the older you get, the more potential health challenges you can, you have. And, I'm just like, another decade, another set of health challenges, for myself personally, like I said, they just seem to just add on as you get older. But the last few years have been pretty challenging for me, and I had all of these things, and sometimes you don't know what it is. Sometimes you have to go through maybe even a few years of, testing for things, or what is this? What is going on? So I had been, diagnosed with Lyme disease, and this was, about, I guess going on 2 years ago, and I just thought it was really odd because it was wintertime. I went hiking once. I don't know, but this is what they said. So they treated me, and then I had all these.
Does that just zap your energy, Stephanie? Does it just give you no energy?
Yeah. Fatigue, exhaustion. I had painful joints, so just moving around. Everything was really hard, and so that was that. What they prescribed didn't work, so I went through further testing, and they said, well, we think that was a false diagnosis. You have fibromyalgia. So,
oh, no.
So then they said that, and I'm thinking, this is so odd. Why would this just strike me one day? I didn't have this problem, and now I have this problem. And, so I, a lot of times, I pretty much just do my own research, and, I'm just studying what can it be, because there's a lot of overlap between Lyme disease and fibromyalgia. You look at the symptoms, but nobody was addressing the other, in my cycle of life for my age, and maybe it was a little early for me, but what I was going through was also perimenopause and then menopause, and I'm just putting this together on my own. I was like, wait a minute, what started? What happened? That, I didn't make any changes in my life. I wasn't, all of a sudden eating a lot more or doing anything differently. And then all of a sudden I just felt like I got run over by a truck. I mean, it was terrible. And, and so I'm thinking about it. Oh my God, this is menopause. This is what's going on. And all the doctors, nobody address that. Nobody talks about it.
Well, yeah.
Nothing.
How could they in the 15 minutes they come in and talk to you if you're lucky enough to get 15 minutes with the doctor?
Well, and then there's all the specialists. They send me to the rheumatologist. I went to an allergist. I went, my everything. It was like every little thing that I had was. But nobody thought
it could be, nature.
Nobody even mentioned this. So after doing all my research and everything, I said, I need to make an appointment, with this sort of doctor that knows about this stuff. And I did. And I actually, through my own research, got onto HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. And you know what? I feel better. It's actually, I actually feel like I solved this on my own, and it's helping. So, because it was a couple years of suffering, and a hot flash is not just a flash. It could last for hours. I was sleeping with ice packs in the bed at night. I would get, that's how bad. That's how bad. And normally I would be a person to get cold very easily, and then all of a sudden I felt like a furnace. I just felt.
Is that something, Stephanie? Is that something like when guys start taking, they get low T? Is that something kind of like that?
Yeah. I think it's. I might be. Don't quote me on this, but I don't know if it's called andropause, but it's sort of like a male menopause in a way, because men go through changes too, and maybe their testosterone goes down, and maybe if they bring it back up to the levels, I guess in some ways they call it anti-aging, because it's using technology and things that are bringing back a little bit to your younger self, because when you get older, these things just, in menopause for women, their chance of osteoporosis goes up, their bones get, there's so many things that are happening.
Yeah. Do they give you estrogen for that, Stephanie?
Yeah, actually that's what it is. So they're just replacing, because I think what it was is just I plummeted, all of a sudden your body changes, and then everything just hit me. All of my ailments it was just really debilitating. I feel like, I don't know, women. It was really, really hard. And now thank God that I just kept going with this and trying to, because they prescribed me all these different medications. Like, I don't want a sleeping pill to go to bed. I don't want this and that. And, I don't want to take 10 pills. What is the actual problem? What is causing this? And for me, not everyone wants to be on a hormone or whatever, take a medication, but the thing is, I tried so many things, and I still, I take supplements, I do everything. It's complementary medicine, but sometimes you need something more, and this is what science and technology, they've come up with things to help people, and they keep coming up with new things, and I'm willing, if you're suffering that much, like, you're going to be willing to try something, and I'm glad I kept on going.
It's so strange that they have to diagnose you with all these things and try and pump you full of drugs, where nobody had the common sense to say, hey, this is kind of what happens as a human being.
Yeah, and it's just, people just don't. It's not a popular topic. It's not something. It's kind of like the whole aging thing. The media, they promote youth, and they may be geared towards younger people, and I just feel like it's kind of, hey, don't forget about me. What about us? What about us middle-aged women that are going through this? We need help. We need education. People, they've done a lot with, the breast cancer education, certain things, get tested for this and that, but I don't hear a lot of people talking about menopause, and it affects everyone. It affects everyone around you and your relationship, and it's hard for them to understand because they're not going through it.
Right. No, you're 100% right. And wow. Well, on that, I'm glad you brought that up. But let me give you the last word here and let people know how to get a hold of you. But I want to give you the floor for the last minute here. So you got the floor, Miss Stephanie Anderson.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Well, as I mentioned, I have my website, naturallifestylelounge.com. I also have a YouTube channel, so you can just look up Natural Lifestyle Lounge, and there are a lot of videos on there. So we have love frequency, we have meditation. There's a whole bunch on there, so you can check that out. And then also hyacinthmoon.com. You can go there if you're interested in natural products, which I develop, formulate, and make all by hand. So I wanted to do that. And then also I want to shout out for, this is a contest that I'm in. It's called Fabover40, and I'm a contestant in there. So if you vote, if you go to votefab40.com, and that's just 40.com. 2022, my name is Stephanie, so it's Stephanie-52. And if you vote, all donations go to the National Breast Cancer Foundation.
Cool.
So
nice.
Yeah, it's tax deductible.
All right. When did they pick did they go by like a different like quarter brackets and brackets, or did they just pick them?
Yeah, they do. They're actually, from now until the 20th is the first round, so I think it's the top 20, and then it just keeps going down until December. I think it might be the middle of December, and then there's going to be one winner, so they just keep narrowing it down. Nice. 20, 15, 10, 5. And it's kind of interesting, I'm looking and seeing what the other people are doing also, and, you put up your pictures, and there's some prizes, and what you would do with that, and I said I would help my business, Natural Lifestyle Lounge, but I also wanted to buy some land so I could grow more things. I had an organic garden. I had a small one in my yard, and I want to grow more, donate food, herbs. There's a lot of stuff I want to do, so that's what I thought I would do if I won the contest. So.
Yeah, all right. So everyone go on and vote for Stephanie Anderson. All right. And everything, all the donations go to breast cancer, right?
Right, yeah, and they're tax-deductible donations if you decide to do that. Otherwise, you can do a free vote. You don't have to donate money if you don't.
Well, let's get on it. Let's support one of PBNs. So let's do it. All right, guys. Hey, for Stephanie Anderson, thank you. I'm sorry to get to everyone who wrote in, but we ran out of time. But my thanks to Stephanie Anderson, and we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Of course my kid's in the right car seat. Well, I think he is.
Yeah, my kid's in a booster seat. He was ready to move up. He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.